Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Central YouTube channel as we're back with another athlete interview. I'm excited about this one. It's going to be lineman week for the interviews. We're going to give the linemen some love, the guys that are doing all the work up front, both on the offensive and defensive line for that RiverHawk football team. We got Travon Thompson with us, junior defensive lineman. Nose tackle? Do they call you a nose tackle, or isn't that a thing anymore? Just a defensive tackle?
Defensive tackle, probably.
Defensive tackle. We saw the game that he had against that very run-heavy Baraboo team. We'll talk about that for a little bit. But Travon, before we get started, I just want to thank you for being here. Travon's a little camera shy. It was hard to talk him into this, but I got him here. So Travon, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I thought the defense played particularly well against Baraboo last Friday night. Hostile environment. It was their homecoming. Had a big crowd there. They had fireworks going off. They had a lot of stuff going on. And then we're facing a team that has a big offensive line. They're very, very run heavy. The pressure was on the defense to come through, particularly the defensive line. I thought you guys responded really well to that challenge. Tell us what your thoughts were on that Baraboo game.
Well, we absolutely wanted to run the ball a lot, so that was our main focus for the week, and swarming to the ball a lot, because if they were going to get some open field, it was probably going to be at 6 points.
Absolutely. And I noticed that and said that right away on the broadcast. You could tell that you guys were focused on swarming to the ball, as there were many times that somebody made initial contact, but there were 3, 4, 5, 6 guys flying to the ball. You really had an emphasis on getting all 11 hats to the ball, and that made a big difference, as you were pretty much able to shut down their running attack and force them to have to pass there in the second half. And that's really what turned the tide for the RiverHawks. What's it like facing a big offensive line? They have a couple guys that are going to be playing at the next level on that offensive line. One in particular, it's going to be playing Division I. What's it like playing a big offensive line like that, and a team that really just runs the ball and tries to jam it down your throat? What is that like?
Well, we knew it was going to be a hard challenge for our defensive line, and I think we just showed it because our scout offensive line gives us work a lot all through practice and stuff. So yeah, I think we were really ready for it because how good we had a great practice last week for Baraboo and stuff. Yeah.
I love your answer about the scout offense. They don't get a lot of credit. These are guys that aren't playing a lot at the varsity level, but have a big job, something we don't see on Friday nights, but a big job in preparing you guys for what you're going to see, when the lights go on. And I love that you give a shout out to them. And that's such an important thing for any football team, to have a scout offense and a scout defense that can make the guys that are out there playing even better. I want to talk about Travon's role as a member of the team specifically. So you are a defensive tackle. Your job is really to engage the offensive line so that your linebackers and your safeties and your DBs can make plays. Is that right?
Yeah.
So is that hard sometimes, to be the one that has to do all the dirty work? You're up front. You're the one getting hit every single play. You're the one having to engage every single play with these the biggest guys on the other team. And then to hear, you go in there and maybe get double teamed so that Zach George can come in and make a tackle. Does that get frustrating sometimes?
Yeah, but at the same time, I enjoyed it because it just shows how much the team puts trust in me and to do my job and stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. And without Travon Thompson, none of those linebackers, none of those DBs, none of those safeties are making plays, because those linemen would be getting up to the next level. And so pretty much always when you're watching this RiverHawk football team, if you're tuning into our broadcast, I want you to pay attention to who's making all the tackles. If the linebackers are making all the tackles, that tells you that Travon is, I call him T because that's what he's known as around here, but that means that T is doing a good job. But T, you have been making some tackles and some impact plays yourself. In fact, you almost had an interception at Baraboo. You said it wasn't as close as it looked on the screen from me, but boy, that would have been exciting, huh?
yeah, if I picked that off, it was going for 6.
I was just going to ask you that. Were you going to be running that back? And what a sight that would have been. I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe we'll get a chance to see that in the second half of the season. I'll be looking forward to that.
Probably, hopefully.
And you weren't going to let any of those guys tackle you, were you?
No.
I said it on the broadcast. He would have been dragging 11 Baraboo Thunderbirds at his feet as he rumbled into the end zone. T, been watching you a lot. I watched you last year. Your improvement from last year to this year is really marked. It's been something that's really helped this RiverHawk team and really the record shows it. Individually, you personally, what have you done to prepare for this season? Because you must have done a lot of stuff in the offseason to have the jump in the improvement in your game.
So like our lifting program we do in the summer helped me a lot, and just going to like college camps and learning from other coaches and stuff and what I can do better to improve my game really helped me so far this year.
And it shows, that work in the weight room when you're going up against some of those linemen, so vitally important and pretty obvious every Friday night, T, the work that you put in is paying off. And so I'm very proud of you for that and enjoy watching you play. Well, we got Toma coming up. It's homecoming week. All right. Lots of stuff going on here at Central this week. Got dress up days. We got different activities. We got the homecoming parade on Thursday, and then a no school day on Friday, as we have a staff development whoopee for me. Staff development on Friday. Lot of ways to possibly get distracted for a big Mississippi Valley Conference game. How do you, number one, make sure you don't get distracted? And then secondly, how do you make sure your teammates stay focused?
Well, I don't really care about what's going on this week. The only thing I really care about is Friday night and trying to go 1-0 every single week. And I think that's going to be a lot harder this week just for as like a team because, it's homecoming and it's last for some of the guys in our defense. So I think we just need to lock in that practice this entire week, and it's going to be a pretty good game Friday.
And you got that practice tonight. May have to make sure that you're staying focused. Like I said, Friday night, we're going to have homecoming court stuff going on. We're going to have the band. We're going to have a big crowd. It's an exciting event, but at the same time, T and his teammates are there to win a football game, and Toma is not to be taken lightly. Speaking of Toma, I know you have probably not had practice since Friday. I don't think you guys practiced Saturday, did you?
No.
Oh, so some time for your bodies to rest. But what do we know about Toma? I know you'll probably watch film here in the next couple of days, but what do we know, or what do you, at least just off the top of your head?
Well, they're a heavy run team. Their running back leads the conference in yards this year. So they really want to try to force the run on us, but I think our defense line is going to be able to challenge this week, just like last week.
So once again, that defensive line, T and others will be called upon to try to shut down their running attack. Another run-heavy team. I think you're well prepared for it, especially after facing Baraboo last week. Good to have those two teams back to back as you can continue on the work that you put in last week. My last question for you, T. You've done a great job. He was nervous, but he's done a great job. What can we expect from this RiverHawk team moving forward? I know Coach Olson has drilled into your heads 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. When this is all said and done, what are we expecting from this RiverHawk team?
We want a deep playoff run this year, but we just have to take it week by week and just get 1% better each day.
Coach Olson has trained you well. You know what to say, don't you? 1-0. He's not falling for the word. He's not making any predictions. He's talking about 1-0. He's talking about winning the next game. That's what you need to do. And Travon, really have enjoyed watching you play this year. Like I said, you've improved so much. You're such an important member of that team, and we're going to get a chance to talk to some other linemen this week too, as it's Lineman Love Week. T was our first one. We're going to get a chance to talk to your partner, Cooper Hansen, here, I think tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday night. Then we're going to turn to the offensive line, who I also think has done a tremendous job. And we'll talk to, I think, David Benet, get a chance to hear the offensive line perspective. We've talked to all the skill guys. We've talked to all the Hollywood players. It's time to talk to the guys that actually get the work done down in the trenches. And Travon, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, Nami.
All right. Remember, we have volleyball Thursday night on Alaska. Joel and I will be on the call. That will start as soon as we get up there. We'll turn it on so you can watch the end of the VR game, and then we will have the play-by-play starting at 7 o'clock. And then we have football. Travon and others. Travon and the rest of the team taking on the Toma Timberwolves. Homecoming night, Friday night at UWL. If you can't make the game, tune in. Joel and I will be on the call, bringing you all the play-by-play. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy hearing from T. Love talking to this kid. I could talk to him all day long. What a great interview, and thank you, T, for doing it again. Have a good day, everybody.